Welcome to WholeCEO with Lisa G. I'm the best-selling author of The Boss Weight Loss. I'm bringing you the top tips to be unstoppable. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to actually pull up a chair with today's top experts in mindset, weight loss, business, and more. Learn our top tips so that you can have more energy, be fit and resilient, feel unstoppable, unshakable, and unbreakable. Today's topic is how to advance your business with an expert. He trains and provides HR, marketing, CEOs, and professionals seeking jobs to position themselves, their departments, their organization on LinkedIn, which is where we met. He empowers and promotes the talents, experiences of individuals, businesses looking to accomplish their career and organizational goals and excel in their profession and industry. He also creates resumes that get the phone to ring and LinkedIn profiles that get the attention of recruiters. I am so excited to welcome to the podcast, David Alto.
Hello, Lisa. How are you?
I'm so thrilled to have you. I know that I've been on your show and I love what you're all about and your energy on LinkedIn. Let's jump into today's topic. I want to talk about how can we combine what we love and what we're amazing at together.
Sure. So, I just had that conversation with a job seeker client just a couple hours ago, and I think that the two have to be different. So, what do I mean by that? So, we're all subject matter experts at various things, right?
Right.
We have to be able to own that we're great at a few things, right?
Right.
So, if you know what those are. But then what do you love to do? Like for me, it was easy. Writing resumes, helping people with interviews. That was some skills that I've developed over time. And what do I really enjoy doing? Well, I really enjoy helping job seekers. Well, that's pretty simple. But if you think about it, if you're a job seeker, whatever you do, or maybe you're looking to be an entrepreneur, again, really think of the things that you really excel at, okay? Right. And then what do you really, really enjoy doing? And you may have to have a conversation or two with somebody. And I'm not necessarily talking with me, a good friend, a connection on LinkedIn. Yes. But then have them help you maybe marriage the two together. Right. So that they can maybe see some opportunities, because sometimes we're too close to the subject matter, Lisa, to know, right? Okay, I'm great at this. I love this. But how does that work to a job or starting my own business? But I promise you, if you do that, you're really going to excel because you're doing something you're great at and that you love. So it's simple, but again, you're going to need some help from some others. Reach out to various people, various industries, and ask them, how do those two, come together to create that new job or new opportunity?
Well, I love that you guys can unpack so much with this here as far as like getting outside feedback, because I know for me, I try to not let myself use the overwhelm word, but it's sometimes overwhelming if you don't have that network of people that you trust that are going to give you the real feedback. It might not be what you want to hear, but I want to hear from not yes people, but like people that are going to tell you the truth. Like, you've been doing this, not working, try something else, or you're great at this. Why don't you consider marrying that together? So don't you think you have to get feedback and take notes and sit with something before you just jump in?
Oh, yes. I still remember a conversation that I had with somebody on LinkedIn. This was in June or July of 2019. I still had my day job. I was still hadn't left my day job yet. And he's like, Dave, what you're telling me is that you found this new skill that you've kind of always had, but that you want to do more of. And you love doing this. Well, why don't you just give away free advice regarding resumes and LinkedIn and coaching and interviewing on LinkedIn and see where that takes you? Well, that took me about 5 months later to leaving my day job and doing what I do full time. But it took somebody that only knew a little bit about me, but could tell after having a 15-minute conversation the direction and path I probably should go. And sure enough. And so, and see, that's where, taking the advice of others that maybe you just kind of know, but guess what? They can see things. You're too close to the subject matter. You
Right.
need that outside perspective. Sometimes that friend or relative might not necessarily give you the advice that you need, but somebody that you kind of know, or that's knows enough of you, and then really listens to what you're saying. I was volunteering for our local unemployment office, doing some things to help job seekers, and he could tell in my voice that I was pretty excited. So that's where it takes that outside person. And sometimes it's not hiring somebody, but just having some one-on-one calls with those people that can really provide you that advice.
Well, whoever that person was, you were an absolute rock star on LinkedIn. Send them a text and be like, yeah, that was good advice. Thank you. And now you're going to hit 100,000 followers at some point. I mean,
Yes.
that's pretty big growth.
Well, this person, I actually hired him to coach me on LinkedIn a little bit. I'll say his first name. His first name is Corey, and he knows how much he means to me
Good.
and what he's really done, because that 15-minute call changed my life.
It
It
really
did. It
did.
changed my perspective and what was maybe possible. So he knows who he is. So he knows how much he means to me. So.
Well, it just shows, when you're purpose driven and you love what you do and it's something you're passionate about, you're just high energy all the time. And I love that about you. So let me ask you, moving on to another topic. We've all been through turbulent times in business. If the last couple of years have taught us anything, do you have any tips for our audience on how to get through tough times?
Sure. So in my previous job, I was a district manager in the retail world. So I had 10, 12 stores that I had to oversee and train and develop teams. And what I realized is you can't really focus on yesterday, meaning, my bosses always loved my attitude, because whether we had a great day yesterday or last month or last week or a terrible day, I treated today the same. Today is truly a new. Now, I know that's hard. We have things that happen in our lives, that devastating things that happen in our lives or our business. And I know it's hard, but you need to just learn from yesterday. But you can't go, well, hey, I succeeded yesterday, so I'm going to succeed today. When I started caring less, and that's even before I started my business, caring less about yesterday. Now, we need to check it and, make sure that we're on pace to maybe not make those same mistakes. But when you worry less about yesterday and only the day that matters is today, and I know it's kind of cliche, but when you have that mindset, maybe you have a slow month, and now I had a slow month last month. Now, towards the middle of the month, I'm like, am I going to pay the bills? But again, I thought that for a second, because we're all going to, but you just have to stay the course, because that those things are going to happen. But when you start like lowering your prices or doing things maybe on LinkedIn, and you start sounding a little spammy or desperate, people
Yeah,
can see and smell that. So
that's
the problem is,
yeah,
yes, you
desperation is
have
an odor nobody wants to be around.
so you have to just keep focus on what matters, and that's absolutely today. And your mindset has to be like that when you wake up, or other things can, affect that. So when I started caring less again about yesterday and just worry about today, that's my advice.
That is amazing advice. I know for me, I have a meditation practice, and every morning I focus on what I do want. and I'm not looking back. I'm not going in that direction. And I think it is a clean slate every day. That's amazing advice, David Alto. And one more question for our audience. How do we stop caring about what others are doing and just show up more authentically us?
Sure. And I know it's difficult. We may have, influencers that we follow or people that we follow, and that's great. Get inspiration from them. That's what I want. But when we start trying to emulate people, right? So I see this other, career coach, job coach on LinkedIn, I'm going to do exactly what they do. Well, the problem is everybody has their niche. Everybody has their things that they love doing or don't like doing, or, so you can get inspired by others, but you have to show up as you, because you and I, Lisa, when we see people on LinkedIn, we can tell if they're authentic or not, even if we
Ah,
don't know them, even if we've never seen them before, except the first time. You can tell in somebody's voice how they smile, how they carry themselves, whether they're authentic or not. So that will show up. So get inspiration through others. And it's okay to emulate them a little bit, but you don't want to copy them, because, like, there's a famous guy out there called Gary
oh,
Vaynerchuk,
right.
and he
I've heard of
cusses, and there's things about him I like, and there's things about him that I don't like. But there's one Gary, there's one Dave. That's all there needs to be. We want to see the real you, and we want to see you show up on LinkedIn and other social media platforms, meaning occasionally we want to see and hear from you, because I know for me, I don't start developing relationships with people until I can see and hear them.
right.
Now, it doesn't need to be every day, but I need to see and hear them, because that's how we build relationships outside of, social media, right? We got to interact with people, but we have to show up as us. And if you try to show up as somebody else, we can smell it. And like you said, it's just it's not a great smell. It lingers.
Yeah, that
uh,
desperation lingers, and you have to be yourself because all the other jobs are taken, and it does. It's like people are attracted to who you are when you show up as yourself. And it was hard for me. I know public speaking was hard for me, and I was petrified of it. And this was like for a long time, but I just made myself do it. And I made myself do it every week for over 6 years, and still hard for me, but I do it. And I think the more I just show up as me, the more people can relate to me. If I try to show up as being subject matter expert, it's not as relatable as me, who is also a subject matter expert.
That's right. And you don't, like, when I learned that the videos, like when I share a video, it doesn't need to be perfect. If a dog starts barking and I'm almost done with my video and I'm like, oh, I have to shoot it again. Well, people only care about the value that you bring. If there's a little mistake, who cares? It does show that you're authentic, and that little blip, or that kid crying in the background, or a dog barking, that won't affect the message that you're delivering. Once you own that you don't need to be perfect,
Yeah.
once you own that and accept that, it's much easier to show up, and you just have to start. And what better day than starting today?
That is some amazing tips. I hope you guys are taking notes here, because for me, I realized trying to be perfect was why I was afraid of public speaking. And then I decided to take imperfect action and just show up and show up. And sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's like, I look at it with that critical eye. And then I started to turn it around and start thinking, who can I serve? Who wants to really hear my message? What do I have to say that can maybe help other people? And then when I started to make it about serving and helping other people, I didn't care as much that I'm not perfect, because I'm the furthest thing from perfect. I just show up and try to enjoy the process, because I didn't at first when I was getting into that nervous vibe.
Well, I have no hair to worry about messing up, but I still look at that video and go, oh my gosh, I didn't shave, or I'm looking old, or I'm looking tired, right? But I don't do that anymore. Hey, that was a good video, and I just post it. Nobody's gonna come to you and say, "Oh, Dave, doesn't look like you shaved, or you might need some Botox, Dave. You're looking a little old." Nobody's gonna say that. And if they do, then that's not people I want to hang around with. But
I agree. Okay, so all you recovering perfectionists out there, just do it. Take action. Today's the day. David Alto, I know we connected obviously on LinkedIn. Where can people find you?
I'm on most of the social media platforms, but I spend all of my time on LinkedIn. If you message me, I'm going to message you back. It's not going to be a bot. It'll be me. That's the best way, is just to message me on LinkedIn.
David Alto on LinkedIn. Well, thank you for being a wonderful guest on WholeCEO with Lisa G.
Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate it. See you soon.
See you soon. Thanks for coming to WholeCEO with Lisa G. After over 20 years helping people lose weight and get fit, I'm so excited to announce that I found the missing link with my coaching. Message me if you want to learn how to look better, feel better, and go faster with a master. Lisa G at lisagfit.com.